So I just wanted to say a few things tonight about a worldly view. Sometimes it is so hard to cast aside that worldly view, to stop viewing the things that they have told us are bad or evil as bad and evil, to stop being afraid of them, to start trusting a little bit when good things happen in your life, and to not judge the books by the covers. A lot of times, underneath a dirty addict living on the street can be a beautifully amazing person who can bring great things to your life, the least of which is a lot of wisdom, period. I realize a lot of addicts, once they've gotten clean, and a lot of people who came from homes living with addicts, hate addicts, including themselves. Even when they get over the addiction, they still hate the addict. You can listen to them talk. You got to be able to love yourself no matter what you're going through. You have to be able to love yourself at your lowest to say that you love yourself unconditionally, to say that you can love another human being unconditionally. You have to love them at their lowest and yourself at your lowest, not at your highest. Anybody can love themselves when they're glowing and shining, feeling good, looking good. But to love yourself when you're depressed and your house is fucking trashed, like, mine is actually very trashed this week. It's not so much depression. I mean, there's a little bit of sadness right now because, Jeremiah's gone and it is sad. But it's not quite depression. I've been in depression and this ain't it. But I've also been working a lot this week, and it's so, between that and doing a lot of the crafts I've been doing, which has been extremely nice, and it's been bringing my mood up a lot, which is great. It gets me out of my head for a little while, and being able to just sit there and work on whatever I'm working on for 8 to 12 hours, and, I love doing that. But it is hard work, and it does sometimes take a lot out of you. So I haven't put as much time into cleaning my house this week. Tomorrow's my day off, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is cleaning my house some more and relaxing a bit. I spent a little bit of time the last couple days cleaning on it a bit. Tomorrow I'm hoping to get it closer to actually done. But really, we need to start looking at some of the places that we're making judgments and ask ourselves, are we making those same judgments of our own self? And if we weren't making those judgments, would we be living our lives completely differently? If we could love ourselves for what we wanted to do and have no shame, no guilt, no pain over it, not believe that it's killing us to do what we want to do and what makes us feel good, or it's not destroying us and turning us into an evil person to do what it is that we want to do and be where it is that we want to be. How many things in our lives would we do differently? Ask yourself that and really think about it tonight. What is it that I love doing? Where is it that my bigger priorities lie? Are those priorities the same as everyone else's? Do I want them to be the same as everyone else's? Or do I like where my priorities are now? It's funny, my house was always fairly decently clean when the girls were growing up. There was times that the laundry was out of hand and, the kitchen floor got nasty really quick. It was a bad floor to where fucking 2 days after you cleaned it, it would be nasty already. So if it got left for a week and a half, it was really nasty. Although usually we tried to get a good clean on it every Saturday all together. And then I kept it up throughout the week. And then when the girls got a bit older, me and them kept it up throughout the week. And it wasn't too bad, honestly. But my ex's parents almost never set foot in our house. And if they did, they always made some sort of comment, especially his dad. And then his mom would kind of whisper things to him because, she's not going to be honest. But she'll tell everybody else in the family that your house is disgusting. even though it really wasn't. It wasn't even anything compared to some of the houses I've sat in. And I've sat in without judgment. You guys should hire a maid. Because I guess your maid quit, right? Because I'm supposed to be the maid. Since I'm not working. I was working 24 fucking 7. Taking care of my husband. Taking care of my kids. And my main priority was my kids. That's what I was home for. I wasn't home to be the maid. Although I did a lot of being the maid. I was home to be a mom. To take care of my children. To put time, effort, energy into them. To love them. To sit with them and talk. To sit with them and do crafts. To sit with them and teach them their letters and their words. And how to read. They both knew how to read before they went to school. That was my priorities. My priorities wasn't living in the cleanest, most perfect house on the block. And always looking perfect and sounding perfect. My priorities were showing my kids that it was okay to be human. Would have been nice if some of our family could have helped out in that. But at the same time, living with that judgment they make against me, they make that same judgment against themselves and hold it against themselves very deeply when they're going through it. And there's a couple times where I'm triggered occasionally on that particular one. A couple times this week I've caught myself apologizing about my dirty house. Not really apologizing about my dirty house, but close enough. And I was thinking about it earlier today and I was like, why? Why am I doing that? If people can't sit in my house and be okay that it's not perfect, they don't need to be in my life. Because you know what? I've sat in many houses that aren't perfect. And I have never held that against the person sitting in front of me. There's usually a deeper reason for one thing, or they got a lot on their plates that they're dealing with. And just haven't had time as much for something like that. Or they just didn't feel like doing it this week. And that's okay when that happens to them. And it's okay when it happens to you. Be kind to yourselves. And yeah, when it gets a little extra cluttered and messy in here, it does drive me crazy and it does impede some things. But then I work on it a little at a time and get it back back where it should be. And then halfway through the week, I'm having to try to get it back again a little bit where it should be. Usually I do it once a week on the weekends, getting it all cleaned up. But I clean a little bit here and there throughout the week. And this week I just didn't have the time or the energy to put into cleaning. That's not what I felt like doing. What I felt like doing was my art and my tarot channel. What I felt like doing was talking to my friends and helping them through some of the things they're going through. And having a few nights that I could actually just be awake at night because I really love night. And thanks to a couple of my friends recently, I actually have a few extra power packs so I can charge them up and actually be able to use my lights at night to where I can actually do some of the things I'm doing at night, which is great because I love nighttime. It's been a long time since I've been able to just have a couple nights where I was awake and doing what I wanted to do while nobody else was awake, and it was quiet and no energy going on outside, just a nice, quiet, peaceful atmosphere of aloneness. There are times that I absolutely love my alone time. I really do love alone time. I do enjoy being able to sit and just chill with friends too sometimes though. And if you're always worried too about people draining you so you can't be around them, you're going to find that you have no friends really. Because at some point in time, every single fucking person on this planet is going to drain somebody because they're going to be going through it and they're going to be having a rough time. And even those of us who take care of the majority of it ourselves, the ones closest to us, get to see it and get to feel the effects of it at times, especially if they're around you regularly or daily. So remember that and try to have more compassion and understanding for the people around you and for yourself. Yes, there are people who are literally energetic vampires who get off on draining energy from others and not doing anything themselves to generate that energy. Most people, though, are just going through rough shit, feeling down and out, hurting and in pain, and not taking care of themselves. So they automatically are pulling on the energy of those who are taking care of themselves, those high vibrational beings who have chosen to walk around the earth and lift those people up, to give them a little extra energy when they're feeling down and out. Remember that you have infinite energy. Nothing could ever drain you of all your energy except you. So take care of yourself in whatever way you need to take care of yourself. And don't hold it against yourself if it doesn't look like the way everybody else takes care of themselves. Whatever it is to you that makes you feel good and that helps you live your life with a smile on your face and a bounce in your step at that given moment, do that. Because that's also what's going to get you back to being able to take care of those other priorities as well. Even if it takes you a minute to get back on track and organized again. Sometimes that happens, especially when you got big things going on, big things that are affecting the people you love most in this world. People that sat with you through your darkness, that you're now sitting through their darkness with them. And I've sat through a lot of people's darkness with them. I haven't had too many people sit through my darkness with me without walking away. And now I'm sitting through the darkness with someone who has sat through mine too. So it might be pulling on my energy a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Because that's what's needed right now. Which means I also need to generate a bit more of my own energy too. And I also do need to remember to shield mine at times to where it's not pulling on me so hard. So when you find yourselves in positions like that, detach a bit, be able to cut off that energy for a little bit and take care of what you need to take care of you. And then take a time for meditation once or twice a day, where you meditate on your own energy and healing it, shielding it, protecting it, cleansing it. But after you do a session, to send energy to those that you love. Send energy to those that you love, care, peace, love, kindness. Transmute the energy that you pull back. Any lower vibrational energy you end up pulling back, transmute it. Give it back to the earth for healing and transformation so that it can raise the vibrations of the collective. And then shield, cleanse, and clear your energies. Get a good night's rest, which sometimes I don't get as much of a good night's rest as I need, especially recently. And then I make up for it. If you're somebody who only gets 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night throughout the week, make sure that you take a day or two on the weekend to sleep a bit extra and make up for it. Doesn't matter where you get that sleep, it just matters that you get that sleep. So tomorrow, after cleaning and stuff, I may take a nap, I may not, but I'm definitely going to be going to bed early if I don't. And then I'm going to be sleeping a good 8 to 12 hours to make up for some of the lack of sleep this week. And even tonight, I might be sleeping for at least a good 7 hours, 6 or 7 hours, because I'm right in the middle of making something else. And that's what I want to enjoy right now. I just want to enjoy that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to enjoy whatever it is that you're enjoying at the moment. Especially if you spent a lot of your time taking care of everything. Sometimes you just need some time for enjoyment. Let yourself have it. And don't worry about what it should look like or what everybody else's looks like. Worry about what makes you happiest. Whatever that is, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your job, whether it's your family, Whether it's the way you raise your animals or the way you take care of your house. Whether it's the color you decide to paint your wall or the car you decide to drive. It's yours. It's what you have to live with, not what everybody else has to live with. It's your haircut. It's your hair color. It's your voice. It's your power. Take it back and tell yourself that what makes you happiest is what you should be doing. And everybody else can eat a dick. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching.